Hey everybody. So I wanted to do a video tonight on one of my favorite things to do, which is goal setting. Okay, so I love setting goals. I even love to execute them even more, right? So I think I make a whole party or event literally out of everything. I don't know if it's due to me having children and trying to make everything fun for them. I don't know what it is, but my whole life is a freaking experience, right? So I'm always creating a party. So anyway, each year in January we have a goal writing party. Okay, so we come together, we get our markers, our pencils, our glue sticks, we're magazines, our boards, and we create our goals, and then we create a vision board, right? Now, I don't really do a vision board. I don't really know why I don't do vision boards, but I help my children with theirs. Vision boards is really good. I think it's really good for people who need a reminder or maybe motivation to keep going. You know, they need that visual and they put it up there on their wall and everything like that, and it's really good and it really works. For me, I think I'm kind of just old school, right? So I literally write everything down in a journal. Okay, it's this is my journal. I literally wrote everything down, all of my goals, all of my creative ideas, everything that's been in my head. I literally take it and just pour it out and pour it. And this is what made my million. So all of my ideas, everything. So this is my blueprint for my babies, you know, so when they get older they're able to read it. They're able to kind of experience what mommy was going through during that time, and then what worked, what didn't work, everything. It's their little blueprint I should say, right? It's how that came about, I would say, is because when I was little, I would have dreams and my dreams would come true. And so my mom would tell me, okay, you need a journal, keep a journal by your bed, and every time you have a dream to write it down. And so she would get me journals, and then it kind of stuck with me. So because that's kind of what I do now, is just now if I have a creative idea or I have goals or whatever it is, I just literally write it down in my journal and it works. It happens, which kind of brings me to, I think I might do a manifestation series. Okay, do a video series on manifestation, because it's the trend right now. Everybody is talking about it, and it's so much stuff that they're not talking about. So when people are talking about manifestation, and then there's people saying, okay, I'm not getting the results that I thought I was gonna get, it's because it's the information out there is kind of repetitive. It's piggybacked off of. And it's just when it comes to manifestation, you guys, I'm the master at manifestation. I've been manifesting things since I was a kid, okay? My children, if anybody knows my stories, my twins, I manifested them. Or God, you know, people say manifestation, I say God, but it is what it is, right? So I might do that. Y'all let me know if I should do that, because honey, I could break that all the way down for you. Oh my God. But anyway, so that's kind of how that came about. So I just write it down, write the vision, make it plain, okay? And then we're gonna get into these cool goal setting situation, right? So I set goals for everything. Goals give you direction in life. It gives you purpose. It helps you to be more accountable for things that's going on in your life, because I think if you have no goals in life, then it's kind of you're just floating through life, and it's there's no direction there. And that's not really good, because life is unpredictable in itself, right? So you should know where you're going. So like I said, I have goals for everything. So there's 7 main areas in your life that you should have goals for. So this new year, get out your paper, your pens, everything, and really go at it. I would say the first step in writing goals is first take inventory, you know, of your life, of how things kind of went last year, and then really look at your life and see where you want to be, like what you really, really want in life. So when it comes to being a mom, what is a great mom to you? Like when you envision yourself being this wonderful mom, like really go there and write everything down. Things that you want in life. If you want thousands and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars or billions of dollars, like write all of that stuff down. When it comes to husbands or spouses or anything that you want, honey, write that stuff down, okay? Because I'm trying to tell you, because we're gonna get into that whole situation. Because like in my I have a journal that I had at 16 and I literally wrote down my whole adult life, and literally everything has come to pass in that journal. But anyway, so you really, really want to get intentional. You really, really want to tap into your creative space, or really how you envision and see in yourself, and let the spirit just guide you and just jot all that stuff down, right? And so then after that, we are going to start making goals, right? So when you dream, you can dream big. It could be outrageous. It could be whatever it is that you want. And then what we do is just take piece by piece, because how do you eat an elephant? Bite by bite, right? So you're just gonna shrink it down and create some goals to go with it, right? So 7 areas in your life that you should have goals for. It should be financial, so that should be personal, your financial life personally, your personal finances, and then as well as your business finances, right? You should also have goals for your career and your business. So in your career, if you're planning on moving on up to management, what do you need to do to move on up to management? Do you need to take extra courses? Like what do you need? Extra training, extra experience, whatever it is. Start writing those goals down. Like, hey, okay, I want this. In your business, if you want to start making 6 figures, or if you want to start making $1 million, or whatever it is that you want, write down your business goals, right? You also need to have spiritual goals. Everything is spiritual. Okay, I'm gonna put it like that, because I don't want to offend anybody, because I know some people that do not believe in God. But if you know me, I believe in God 100%. God is the creator, the director of everything in my life. So my relationship with him is the most important thing than anything. So your spirituality, whatever that may be, whatever that may look like, honey, write that down, and we're gonna find some goals to go with that, right? You should have physical goals. Lord, definitely physical goals. I'm working on that this year. I did not reach any of my physical goals last year, but hey, I'm human, but whatever. And then you should have intellectual goals. So with intellectual goals, I also add like self-development. So intellectual is if you want to go back to school, books that you might want to read. If you have issues with anger and you might need to do a little bit of anger management, if you need coaching, like anything self-development, intellectual, you need to like have those goals for yourself. Everybody should have some kind of goals. Like none of us is where we want to be in life, right? We should always be growing. We should always be trying to reach our higher self. So you have to create goals for that. You have to be intentional about that, as well as family goals. I love family goals. We have lots of those. So like if you want to be a better mom, a better wife, or whatever, what does that look like? What does being a great mom look like to you? What does your family goals look like to you? So when you envision your family and you have all these thoughts and these dreams and these hopes and aspiration for your family, like what does that look like? Some of my family goals is I have all these kids, right? And I have to stretch myself between all of them. And so it's like, okay, well, maybe it's, dating them 30 minutes, where they're having just mommy and me time 30 minutes out of a week or whatever. Create those goals, right? And then last but definitely not least is social goals, right? This is one that I have to constantly be on. And as a reminder is because sometimes I forget, I get caught up. I'm naturally a workaholic, okay? And so I get caught up in so many things. I have to remind myself, girl, you need to go hang out with the girls, right? You need girl time. You need to network with other people, right? You need to network with other business entrepreneurs and everything else like that. So you really have to be intentional and create these goals, because when you're lacking in like one or two of these areas, it just throws you completely off balance, right? Which creates depression or, you know, low self-esteem, because sometimes, you know, they're really down on themselves, and it's really because they just don't have the direction. They haven't set up goals for themselves, because when you start creating these goals and you start executing them, it feels really good. You know, this is how you master yourself, self-mastery. It feels really good. It really lifts your spirit. It lifts your vibrations, okay? This video is going over a little longer, but let's get into it. So when you create your goals, you are making SMART goals, right? So SMART goals, it stands for, one is specific. You guys know I cannot say specific. There we go. People be laughing at me about that, okay? They got on me on YouTube about it, but I'm like, whatever, y'all know what I'm trying to say. So your goal has to be specific. It has to be M for measurable, right? So it has to have it has to have some kind of like progress. You know, you got to be able to track your progress with it, right? And then it has to be attainable. Now, when you're dreaming, like, I don't like when people say, oh, like, you have these outrageous goals. I feel that I wouldn't be where I am today if I did not have outrageous goals, right? Because your goals, your dreams should literally scare you. It should knock you off of your feet, right? Because that's how you get better. So your dreams, I guess, can be outrageous, but you got to create goals that is attainable for it, right? So my goal is to be a billionaire, right? It may sound outrageous, but with that being the goal, I just took little bits and pieces, like, okay, first things first. First, let's go ahead and start with 6 figures. Let's start making 6 figures. So you create a plan for making 6 figures, and then after, you know, 6 figures, then you hit the million, and then you hit multi-millions, and then eventually you'll get up to the billions, right? So it'll get there. It's just like, it could be outrageous, but make sure, like, you might have to set like little smaller goals and the objectives and everything like that, and you will definitely get there. Then it has to be relevant, right? So if it's not relevant, if it does not mean anything to you, you're just not going to do it. It just is what it is. Like the whole physical part of it, like my physical goals, I did not reach them last year, and it just was because it wasn't relevant to me at that time. It just is what it is. But, you know, but it has to be relevant. It has to be something you want to do. It has to matter to you. It has to be worth it. And that's the only way you're going to really put in that work to reach that goal. And then the last one, but not least, is it has to be time-based. So if you're saying, I want to make 6 figures in my business, or I want to make 6 figures, well, when do you want to make the 6 figures? You want to make 6 figures by what? This same time next year. You want to make it by January 2022. So those type of things, that's how you kind of like set up your goals. You're going to make them smart, right? Write your goals, make it plain, make it smart. And then you're going to go ahead and execute, right? And then you're going to celebrate. When you make those goals, you are going to get your glass of wine or whatever it is that you do, and you are going to celebrate, right? And then you're going to move on to the next ones, right? So anyway, this video went a little longer than I expected, or I wanted it to, so I am going to end it. So good night, you all.